The one who is affected that way by the prayer is the one who is really praying. The other one who you see maybe going to pray at these times but comes back and curses you after praying, believe me, that person is not really praying. And Islam doesn't promote that. The other principles of Islam, I don't want to, make this too long. I'm just sort of filling in whilst you're supposed to be writing some questions, so you can give me some questions. And the other principles of Islam are all designed around, reminding one of God and helping one to live a godly life. I would like to mention also that those of you who would like to ask a question verbally, the written questions are really for people who may be too shy to, express themselves verbally. They may feel that their language is not, whatever, the English is not so good, so they prefer to write it down. Okay, so the paper is there, you can write it down. If somebody would just like to stand up, and I would like to give the opportunity to those people who are non-Muslims. I know we have a lot of Muslims here, although this was supposed to be mainly for non-Muslims. We have a lot of Muslim brothers here and lots of Muslim sisters too. I would like to give the full opportunity to the non-Muslims to raise questions themselves. And, if they are not able to raise any questions, then maybe you can raise some questions which have arisen in your discussions with non-Muslims, which may be of benefit to them, inshallah. I'll just read it. I guess it's easier. Question. Believe Christ was born without father and secondly is still alive. Does not this make Christ a special prophet or someone superhuman? If being born without a father makes Christ a special prophet, then Adam is a more special prophet because he was born without a father or a mother. And this is why God says in the Quran that the example of Jesus is that of Adam. Allah created them from dust and He said, be, and they were. The creation of Jesus was in fact a miracle. So was the creation of Adam, and so was the creation of Eve, in the sense that Jesus was without father, Eve was without mother, Adam was without father or mother. And the rest of us are created from a father and a mother. So this represents really the various methods of or mother. And the rest of us are created from a father and a mother. So this represents really the various methods of creation. And it all comes down to God saying be ultimately, and it is, whatever He wills. We believe, as Muslims, that Jesus did not die on the earth. He was not killed. That God raised Him up, and that He would come back as one of the signs of the last day. And He would come back in His time and clarify what the true religion was, and He would establish that religion, which is Islam, on the earth. He would not be bringing a new revelation, but completing His life, marrying, having children, and dying on the earth. As every one who has been created will die on earth. Okay, what you can do is, right? You have to switch. I'll take it.
Question says, I am not a Muslim, but I believe in one God. I also believe that God created man in His own image. As creator, He is greater than His creation. if this wasn't the case, he would not expect us to do his will.
Well, if the person believes in one God, then they are well along to being a Muslim. However, when they say, I believe that God created man in his own image, if they believe that God looks like a man, then they have just taken a step backwards. Because Islam teaches that God is unique. He does not share his attributes with man. He does not look like a man. He is not a spirit. We believe that God created the spirit. God is God, and his attributes are unique. Man may share a limited sense of God's attributes, in the sense that God is all merciful and man may be merciful. We're sharing some of the attributes, but on a limited scale, not in the sense that God is all merciful. We can never be all merciful. God is all knowing. We may know, but we can never be all knowing, merciful. We're sharing some of the attributes, but on a limited scale, not in the sense that God is all merciful. We can never be all merciful. God is all knowing. We may know, but we can never be all knowing. So, if you mean that God created man in his image, in the sense that man has some of the attributes of God in that limited sense, then okay, you're all right. And I would hope that you continue to study the teachings of Islam, because if you are sincere in this belief, you will see and you will know that Islam encourages, reinforces this belief